This is JP with Political Pop Culture, and this is my take. Okay, I know I sound a little bit off today, and I apologize for that. I'm on the road, I'm recording this on the fly, and normally I'd wait until I got back to the studio, but I saw this story today on Gateway Pundit, and I thought it was important enough to talk about. So let me ask you a question. Do you want to get a new COVID vaccine every single year? Do you? I mean, here you go, pay your taxes, renew your license plates, get another jab. Sounds great, right? Well, if you think that sounds like a good time, Moderna CEO Stephane Bencel has some great news for you, because according to Bencel, the COVID shot is going to be an annual affair. So Moderna CEO and absolute elitist Stephane Bencel, in an interview with CNN Business, compared the COVID vaccine to getting an iPhone, saying people will receive a new version every year. Bencel said in the future, a yearly vaccine would protect against multiple strains of COVID, the flu, and other common viruses in a single dose, with Moderna releasing said vaccine within the next 5 years. We think we can put in a single product a lot of mRNAs taking care of all of those viruses, and that's once a year. You should be able to get an annual booster, a single dose that has in the vial all those mRNAs for all those viruses that are, of course, adapted to the strain of the season, like flu, like COVID strain, and so on, Bencel told CNN Business. He then went on to compare yearly COVID vaccinations with getting a new iPhone. You don't get the amazing camera, amazing everything the first time you get an iPhone, but you get a lot of things, he said. A lot of us buy a new iPhone every September, and you get new apps and you get refreshed apps, and that's exactly the same idea, which is you'll get COVID and flu and RSV in your single dose. Okay, legitimate question, who the hell gets a new iPhone every September? Let me know in the comments if you get a new iPhone every year, because I don't know anybody that does that. If you're spending $1,500 every year on phone upgrades, look, I don't know, but I don't get it. Could I buy a new iPhone every year? Yeah, sure I could, but why in the hell would I waste money on something so pointless and frivolous? When he says a lot of us buy a new iPhone every September, he comes across like a complete elitist douchebag. By the way, you remember how not too long ago a bunch of us were called crazy and conspiracy nuts and the like for saying that soon they'd want to force you to get that jab every year? Yeah, we remember too. According to studies, including a peer-reviewed study from researchers in France, Pfizer and Moderna's vaccines have proven to be deadly, while significantly increasing the risk of myocarditis in those vaccinated. Moderna's numbers were considerably worse, with the risk of myocarditis diagnosis following their jab being 44 times higher for people aged 18 to 24 years old. According to CDC data, the incidence of heart inflammation was 4.4 excess per 100,000 for those who received the Pfizer jab in males 18 to 39 years old, versus 6.27 excess cases per 100,000 for Moderna. So here's my take. First of all, Stephane Bencel is completely out of touch with the vast majority of the people on the pointy end of his company's vaccine. Look, most of us aren't out getting a fancy new iPhone every year, especially when many Americans are having to choose between feeding their family and going out and doing things for fun when they're stuck here in Biden's recession. Second, and I am not giving anyone medical advice. I am not a doctor. I'm not claiming to have anything but an opinion here. But in my opinion, look, there is no way in hell that I'm getting a Moderna jab every year or, ever. I have made it this far without getting the COVID vaccine, and I have no intention to ever capitulate. You do what's right for you and make an informed decision with the help of your doctor. But for one, I will never, ever comply with taking that vaccine. Third, to everyone who said this was going to happen, hey, I hope you get the apologies that you truly deserve from the people who said yearly jabs weren't going to be a thing and they're safe and effective. You're not going to get those apologies, of course, because those people never admit fault. That's my take. What's your take? Let me know in the comments below. You can also let me know by joining the cult at PolPopCult on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Rumble, and now Truth Social. Thank you for listening.